Greetings, dear suckers. My name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And welcome back, at long last, to Disco Elysium. Yeah, it's been a bit, hasn't it? It seemed like everything was conspiring to prevent me from continuing. I mean, there were the computer issues. There were my fucking issues that laid me out for like a good couple of months. And any number of other nonsense. But I'm back. We're back here. In Revachol. In Martinez. In whatever this is. At long fucking last. So, what are we here to do? Well, all that time ago when we last left off, I was planning on meandering around here a bit longer and then eventually going off to talk to, you know, good old Rejoice over here. Unfortunately, off camera, well, not quite off camera, but you know what I mean, I discovered that no, Rejoice is not here. They went to the village on the coast, officer. See you there. Joyce, says the note on the post. Now this was rather aggravating to me, because I was sort of counting on her still being around at like 2 a.m. when time stops, just like last time. But of course, when I went over there to find that out, I had already meandered around a while, so it was already in the AM on day 3. So I decided to load to see if I could get here before, but no, as you can see, no. She's already gone on day 2. That was rather confusing to me, so I looked things up to see when exactly she leaves, and discovered that literally everywhere I went, everything I looked at claimed that she leaves on day 3. And not just in the AM either, actually full on after you go to sleep. Now this was rather confusing to me, to be sure, because clearly this was just flat out wrong. So I did some testing of my own. Some shenanigans involving loading long ago saves, waiting in the bench, and such, and discovered that it was in fact true. She does stick around all the way through the night. Unless, of course, you happen to do the whole shenanigans with the Union first, and talk to them about Claudier and Ruby and all that stuff, at which point Joyce Mézières leaves immediately. For some fucking reason. So yeah, I got fucking jerked around by weird bullshit. Like, why would that even be the case? Why would that even be the case? Why would she leave immediately after that? That makes no fucking sense. I almost don't blame them for believing that she doesn't leave after that and only leaves on day 3, because it makes no fucking sense. I almost forgive them for that, except that it's so fucking easy to test. But oh well. Anyway, I could probably load a long ago save and talk to her about everything, and then go back and do all the other stuff without running out of time. But the entire point of me going after her at night was for the sake of being able to talk to her when time stops and I have nothing else to do, so I'm just not gonna bother. Butter sign down. Nice one.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. 2 ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
What is Samaran butter? Presumably it's butter from Samaran.
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it.
I'll bet. Attempt to reconstruct what happened here. Yeah. How the... Was someone trying to make a bridge across? I wonder if I could. I don't know if it's sturdy enough to hold my weight, though. But if it was, I could probably just crawl across. Attempt to reconstruct what happened here.
Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
Ah, that explains the tracks, but what fucking lunatic was ramping his fucking car off a roof? Okay, maybe that's a bit harsh. Probably he wasn't trying to ramp his car off the roof. Let's see.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour.
35 kilometers per hour, that's not very fast. Although I imagine he was probably trying to brake at the time. Still, you'd expect a runaway vehicle to be moving a bit faster than that.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
Yeah.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
Obviously. This is seeming like a very unfortunate turn of events. If the crater hadn't let him vault up to the roof, or the roof had been slanted a different way, well, things still would have gone very poorly. Actually, now that I think about it, if it hadn't been able to vault up the roof, then it probably would have crashed right into the shack, which would have been devastating. And if, for instance, the roof had been more sloped, it might have crashed right into the water. And if it had been less slanted... You know what? Maybe things went about as well as they could have. More or less.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
At least the billboard would have broken its momentum a bit. Would that have increased the survivability of the crash? Maybe.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The Samaran Butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently.
How recently?
Within the past 72 hours.
Past 72 hours, huh? So at most, maybe a day before I came to? Something like that anyway.
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
Oh, hot damn. It actually managed to get across? Fucking A. Alright. Yeah, I'd say things went about as well as they possibly could have. That's astonishing. Good for the driver, I guess. Made a loop and then vanished. That's a strange thing for the driver to do. Maybe it was trying to get away before it even saw it. Or maybe this was just a stunt driver pulling off a really awesome stunt. God damn. Because if this wasn't luck and was actually planned out, that is impressive. What was the model of this phantom vehicle?
There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22.
Why the Linear G22?
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump.
Okay. Why the Caprice 40? Why the Capri Sun?
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage.
So we're looking for a sturdy but light carriage with tire marks similar to a Caprice 40. Well, if it's a stunt car, it was probably souped up specifically for surviving stuff like this, so I'd say the Caprice is more likely. What now?
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure.
Hmm. Yeah. That's a tricky prospect. Hmm? Oh, right. The bow collector. Huh.
The bow collector.
Funny.
It's early in the morning. The world is dark blue. The sparks light her face, a delicate composition of triangles. The streets seem to grow longer, like in a dolly zoom. And there's something in the air as you stand there and wave back at the shapes growing smaller and smaller. Something that has always been there. A great see-through world. The tenderness you feel. The ghost of Revachol between you, carrying your signals. The holy messenger.
Sure. What did I get? +3 shivers. Ooh. Very nice. That's, 6. Hot damn. Considering my 2 physique, that's pretty impressive. That's as high as Inland Empire. The ghost of Revachol, carrying your signals. The holy messenger. For whatever that means. Alright, now what? Oh, I never checked out this. Hang on.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Didn't even realize this was something I could interact with. Why am I looking at this?
Cop habit. You look at everything.
Guess so.
This isn't case related, you think.
What kind of vehicle drove through here? Yeah. I'm guessing this probably has something to do with the nutcase that ramped off of a roof, or something like that anyway.
Hard to say.
Reconstruct the movement. That sounds like I'm doing something political.
The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber.
Does that add up? I'm not certain that does. I thought it was coming from the other direction.
Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there, and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. Why that pang of guilt again?
Good question. A very suggestive question.
The hole in this fence doesn't look that huge.
The hole is not that impressive.
He was exaggerating. People blame cops for everything that goes wrong in the world. This has nothing to do with you.
I guess. Okay, what happened next?
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
This is significant somehow.
Maybe. Probably. An ominous warning of bad things ahead.
Sure. More like an ominous warning of bad things behind. This is the point of departure of the motor carriers that crashed into the Samaran butter sign, right?
Why, yes it is. Good connection.
Alright, I think I got it then. Let me just... Yeah, I see now. I see how it went. Bit of a gap, but I can fill in the gaps. So whose motor carriage was it then? Who indeed? Well. Oh, little passageway there. Didn't even realize. Ooh. Now that Kim isn't here to stop me. Maybe.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands, in the background. the radio plays.
Hey.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. Alright. Hello, Miss Pale Driver. Whatever that means. Driver in the Pale? Driver of the Pale? Driver by the Pale? Yeah.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Are you alright, ma'am? You were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
She adds with contempt. When else would you be, then?
Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro.
During the time of the revolution? That was, what, 50 years ago?
Until you came along, that is.
The look she gives you is accusatory. Who is Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
She shows you the photograph in the lavish amber frame.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen. This man's got a hold over her, even 50 years later. You can feel it.
No shit. I mean, she's spending her days reminiscing while looking at a photograph of him she's still holding on to. I don't think I need your input to realize that.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all his lines.
She leans back, savoring the world she's conjured up. Huh. So I take it you were in Mefka when you were young?
Someone was.
She nods, as though her meaning were perfectly clear. Someone? Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
She gets gruff, suddenly. Are you making some sort of point about the transitory nature of identity, or are you just being a weirdo? What's the difference?
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
Okay, so the latter, then.
All of what? The world. The present. She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
How daft. You can't stop moving forward. Everywhere you go is forward. You certainly can't go back. Even staying still isn't possible, not while still being alive. Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Her eyes narrow, and she appears to take your measure. Sure thing, lady. Sure.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
It always is. Right. I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
What was that word you said? Jefe? That's Portuguese, isn't it? Or whatever the equivalent is in this world. Interesting.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Okay. Sure. Show me the soles of your boots.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
It's for important police business, ma'am.
I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel.
She raises her boot, slowly, with contempt.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Now the other one, please.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
I'll bet. There is no aberration in the pattern that you can see. She puts her foot down.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this.
Not sure why Inland Empire sent me barking up that tree, but alright. Wait, what do you mean it was the coronation of Franco Negro?
It was. And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle. The crowd had gone silent. Perhaps it was another Sheriff who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
As she says carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
These are not the boots I was looking for. I just had a composure check. Whatever.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Diamonds? Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
She says, grinning. I suppose. Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
I don't think I do know what you mean.
Of course you don't.
Hang on.
Diamond. Of course not. Whatever stupid things they put in. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Then it's contraband, Lowman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Who?
Bad Hand. Hermenegildos' bad hand. Strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
300 people? He must get up very early in the morning.
Diamond. Of course. Whatever stupid things. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago.
I guess that makes sense. Minding your own business.
Of course it does. What did you expect?
You seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes, there is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Okay then. I'm joining the war between the protagonist and the adversary on the side of the adversary. Sure, okay. That clears everything up.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary. The great unrest.
Yes, people like to appellate the word great onto everything. And put capital letters before common words as if that means anything. That's not really what I was getting at.
Then what were you getting at?
Good question.
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder. Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
Everard sent me. Place finger on the side of your nose and tap twice.
Who the fuck is Everard?
The union boss?
Ah, and what do I care about the union boss? He's no Gabriel. He's no Franco Negro. He's not even Hermenegildo the Hound.
Well, that wasn't particularly helpful. Okay, let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You said earlier you don't know what cargo you're hauling. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiris to Grad, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiris to Grad, Lowman?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
Alright. I didn't ask you about diamonds, did I? I don't care about that.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
I have, but they don't taste very good. If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
Fair enough, on both accounts.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Good to know. Okay, if you're not involved with the drug trafficking, then why are you still waiting here?
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
The Great Plains, huh? They aren't all they're cracked up to be. Before I came, you seemed away.
What do you mean?
Blacked out. Should you be driving a lorry if you get like that?
Because I'm one of the best camioners around, that's why. I bet routes no one else will.
What routes?
Lomonosov's Land, Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
She nods and closes her eyes again, letting her mind submerge.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward.
The Transcatolia Magistral, U41A, Adestradas du Mirador, all the good ones, the deep trenches, where the bluebirds fly.
She opens her eyes again and shudders. I don't know what any of that means, to be frank. I'm something of an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself.
You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
She looks you over and scoffs.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
I still don't really understand this whole Boyadero thing.
Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to On the Western Plain.
Okay, what's that? A song?
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
I'm guessing that doesn't happen?
Of course not.
Naturally.
The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Maygrit, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
Changed man, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I get that. It's rough to have two loves of your life. As they say, makes it that much easier to fuck it up. Alas, such is life.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills with the maiden's imploring eyes.
I think I see where this is going.
So the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magritte. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
That's not where I thought that was going. What the fuck? What the fuck is his problem? I mean, riding off because the Western Plain is calling him, that I get. But straight up fucking murdering her out of the blue? What the fuck is wrong with him? What the fuck is his problem?
You have to understand. A true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it
fucking
meant to love a
spare
man.
me, you disingenuous shit. Oh, a true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. His beloved was selfish. Fuck off. That doesn't even enter the vague vicinity of justifying it. Not even by a matter of degree, just a matter of not even being in the same category. That is utter garbage.
What if to truly love a boyadero is to float lifeless
Then
downstream?
fuck 'em, that's what. That's not a romantic archetype, that's a fucking degenerate. So you've got a whole fucking song and a whole fucking stupid bullshit philosophy glorifying this guy who just straight up murdered a woman because she had the audacity to, what? Love him? Expect him to keep his promises? Not be a complete fucking degenerate piece of shit murderer? Who cares for nothing but his own goddamn horizon? Who cared for no one but himself? No, that's not even true. If he cared for no one but himself, even then he wouldn't have done what he did. He actively despises his fellow man for daring, for the audacity to expect him to consider anyone but himself. What a wretched, pathetic little creature that Boyadero is. And how exponentially more pathetic are the ones that follow him, that adore him, for exactly those qualities. Yeah, Pale Driver, I think I do understand this perfectly well. What a load of shit. I wish I could say it surprised me to discover people around here glorifying such an obviously evil figure as that. And vilify the actual victim of that story as selfish. What a load of shit. It's like fucking, she didn't know what it meant to love a boyadero. Yeah, that's how you justify murdering her in cold blood. Disgusting, wretched people you are. Hang on a second.
Of course not. It's an old ballad. Of course.
In the background, you can hear
So the boyadero,
That's a terrible song.
you have to understand.
what if
Yeah.
to truly love
Yes,
Whatever.
go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesque.
Her voice trails off. Yeah. Enjoy slowly self-destructing. Piece of shit. Ooh! Missed some cash over here. Or maybe it just...
a lorry stuck. The windows are clear. Fumes of heavy fuel oil.
Nah, nothing new there. The strikers are gone in for the night, unsurprisingly. Ooh. What's this? Ah. Hypno Gamma. What? Oh, right. The better healing item. Fucking Measurehead is still out here. Do you ever sleep? See ya. Never, hopefully. Oh, money up there. How the heck do I get up there? Hopefully Kuno is in... Nope, Kuno's still out here. There we go. About $1. Not bad. Really need to deal with this body at some point. Nah. I'm sure it'll be fine. I think maybe it's time I turn in. With Joyce gone, I don't think there's anything else really for me to do. Who the heck is that? Oh. It's all about money, you know? No, I don't know. I think it's time at last for me to go to bed. Huh? Oh, wait, right. I probably have to pay for my room. Yep. 20 real for the night.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Yes, I know how renting works. Eesh. That should put it at
A mirror hangs on the bathroom.
17%. That is technically a percent. Sure, let's go for it.
Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
Nope. 11. Not even close. Okay then. For the first time in 222 days, I think it was, we're finally going to get some fucking sleep. It's been a lot. It's been a long time coming, Harry, dear boy.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it.
You're goddamn right.
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
If only we had...
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself.
Shut up, I'm trying to sleep.
You're not cooperating, brother man.
Why?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
Yes, I'm getting old. I am aware.
That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately.
I don't need to hear... Look, I know my body is fucked up. I don't need to hear you whining about it.
Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
This body's worthless anyway. No one does anything nice to it.
And why might that be the case? What lava lights on such a bloated corpse to be?
I think I need medical attention. Yeah, I mean, I did just recover from near total oblivion. I really should have gone to the hospital as soon as I woke up. But instead, I'm out and about doing things.
Oh, yes. They'll check you out, give you some pills, make it all okay. The Wonder Makers.
Shut up. Shut up.
Don't be stupid, Harry. It's not happening. They don't make new kidneys and livers in hospital. All you've got to do is pray to God it passes and stare at the flickering darkness.
First of all, those subtitles are not accurate. Second of all, they don't need to make new kidneys and livers if they have donors for them. And third of all, I probably don't need new kidneys or a new liver or anything. I just need the attention of medical professionals so that I don't fucking collapse and die. But sure, I guess. Let's just do nothing and hope things get better. That's a good idea.
You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
I will. I'm looking at people all the time. I like them. Some of them.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
Honestly, on the whole, given the circumstances, yeah, they're surprisingly friendly. I mean, they put up with all sorts of bizarre questions. I mean, granted, they're not particularly helpful in the things that matter, but alas, things can't be that easy.
Some of them are. Some of them are nice. Others are scared.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with your assessment, Volition.
At least they're interesting.
True.
Each one has a process just like yours, running in the space between their ears, full of secrets.
Yeah. True enough, Frederick. That's... You could spend your whole life just trying to figure out everything about a single person. Huh, I guess you do, but I mean a different person than yourself. I don't think you'd come close to even figuring out a fraction of it.
People are beautiful, statuesque, parodies and tragedies of themselves. A great democracy of creatures.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. I mean, they must be, after all, since all beauty inevitably comes from people. That's the only place it can come from. Nature certainly doesn't have any beauty in and of itself, only that which we give it. So in that respect, people are certainly full of beauty, as well as in others.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Without me? Of course not. I'm still in it, after all. How could it possibly go on without me?
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Open your eyes. Here we are, 7:30 again. Time to rise. Dawn of the third day. 24 hours remaining. Time to meet the rising day. Next episode. So, until then, I have been Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And it's good to be back. So remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason subscribed, and leave a nasty comment in the comment section down below. Fuck you all so much for watching, and so long, suckers.
You're gonna be okay, kid.